For more than a decade, I avoided meeting with Myles J. Connor. Connor is a legendary figure in the long and astonishing history of Boston crime. He was infamous for a shootout with the police on the rooftop of a building in the Back Bay. He sensationally broke out of a jail cell in Maine using a fake gun he fashioned from a bar of soap and some shoeblack. He was the subject of a half-dozen separate manhunts, and he twice stood trial for a notorious double murder he didn't commit. It was, however, his fondness for stealing art and antiques that made him a near-mythical figure, and none of his many heists were bigger than his theft in 1975 of a Rembrandt, then thought to be a painting of the artist's sister. Since 2005, I had been investigating the most famous unsolved heist in history, the 1990 theft of 13 works of art from the Isabella Stewart Gardner Museum in Boston, Massachusetts. The crime was committed overnight by two men disguised as police officers who used subterfuge to gain entrance to the museum. Once inside, they subdued the two young guards on duty, handcuffed them, wrapped their faces in duct tape, and secured them in the basement, while they spent the better part of an hour and a half upstairs, taking paintings by Edouard Manet, Edgar Degas, including a few of his charcoal sketches, Govert Flinck, 3 works by Rembrandt van Rijn, and, most notably, a Johannes Vermeer. They also took a Napoleonic flagstaff finial and an ancient Chinese beaker, or gu. Despite the world's largest private reward, $10 million since 2017, my own work, and the combined efforts of dedicated agents from the Federal Bureau of Investigation, FBI, and prosecutors from the Department of Justice, nothing has been recovered as of this writing. When the Gardner theft first hit the news, one suspect came to the minds of criminals and cops alike: Myles J. Connor, Jr. The trouble with that suspicion was that Connor was safely locked up in a federal penitentiary in Bloomington, Illinois, on charges related to narcotics and possession of stolen art. Nevertheless, there's word, possibly apocryphal, that investigators working the Gardner case placed an urgent call to the Bureau of Prisons for a bed check, just to be sure that Connor had not again escaped incarceration and made his way to Boston that night. It was confirmed that he was indeed in his Bloomington cell, while thieves pillaged the Gardner Museum.